Hello and welcome back to Speed Typing. In this video, I want to talk about everything related to bursting, which is a term in typing that lots of people have heard, but I don't think very many people fully understand what bursting actually means. So I'm going to be doing a few things in this video. First of all, I want to basically explain what bursting is, then I want to talk about what it looks like and how you can improve your own bursting skills yourself, and then finally I'm going to talk about some of the fastest bursts and fastest burst typers in the world. Let's get into the video. Now, to understand bursting, let's take the analogy of soccer or football or association football, depending on where you live in the world. Maybe comment down below where you're watching this video from. But let's say, for example, your team has been passing the ball back and forth in like a V formation for most of the game until finally you get a breakaway. And this one offensive member of your team is running along with the ball as fast as he can to the goal, and he makes a big kick and the ball goes into the net. Now let's try to take this analogy to typing. In a soccer game, you're not making these kinds of plays the whole game. You want to be conservative with how you're playing. You want to make sure that you can defend properly as your soccer team, and you also want to make sure that you're not letting your other opposing team get any openings. And for typing, it is kind of similar because we're not bursting the whole time that we're typing. A burst is something that is kind of a tool that you can pull out of your back pocket in order to use. Now, bursting, for example, is when I'm doing a nitro type race. I don't like to burst at the start of the race. I like to try to stay steady as I can. But towards the end of the race, when I know that I can see the finish line, and I know that I can go as fast, I can go really fast in these last few words, then I'm going to type as fast as I can for that last maybe sentence or two sentences. And this is called a burst. On monkeytype.com, on, for example, the 10-word test, the burst might be the whole test because I want to do the whole test as fast as I possibly can. Now, bursting is not something that's like going over 200 words per minute. Bursting is something that is relative. So it's relative to your words per minute. So you don't have to go over 200 words per minute for it to be considered a burst. A burst for maybe someone who types 50 words per minute could be 100 words per minute. For me, because I average about 150 words per minute across lots of websites, a burst, my best burst has been 240 words per minute on a shorter text on TypeRacer. So it totally depends on your typing speed. You don't have to type a certain words per minute in order for it to be considered a burst. It's just the fastest that you can possibly type. So that is essentially what a burst is. It's basically going your top speed for a short amount of time. Now I want to talk about how to improve your own bursting speed, and lots of these tips are going to be coming from Taran, who is what I would consider the fastest burst typist in the world. We'll talk about some of his achievements later on, but basically he brings up three main points. The first being Spacebar Speed, and this is basically, once you type out a word, you need to be able to hit the space bar as quick as possible, because you can type out the word as fast as you want, but if you don't have that spacebar reflex of being able to hit it right after your word, then you're not going to be able to type out that passage as fast as you would like. So make sure that when you're practicing with your typing, try to hit the spacebar as fast as you possibly can after you type out a word. Maybe you're only typing 50 words per minute, but still having the ability to just have that reflex in your brain that you don't have to think about, that just automatically presses the spacebar after each word, is something that's going to serve you really well when you're working on your bursting speed. The second thing that he talks about is not pausing any time during your burst, because obviously pausing to maybe read over an extra word or maybe questioning whether the letter that you typed there was an error or not is going to slow you down for your burst. So when you are bursting, just focus full speed ahead. If you're pausing, if you're questioning yourself, then it's just going to be slowing you down. So make 0 pauses when you are trying to burst as fast as you can. The final thing that he brings up is basically just knowing which words you're going to be able to type fast and which words you're going to have to slow down on. He brings up the example of the quote, "You have the power to heal your life and you need to know that." Power to heal your life and know that are the parts of the quote that he's going to be able to type the fastest. Now for him, he knows that he can probably not type as fast on a section like "you need to," because you're typing the E twice is my guess in this quote. So you got to be able to read quite fast, and you can practice speed reading. There's lots of websites that you can do that, but also you need to be able to know which words you're going to be able to type as fast as you can, which words you're going to have to slow down on. Because even if you're powering through the quote, if you want to have a good and accurate burst, and this helps with bursting accuracy, is just knowing which words you're going to be able to type the fastest and knowing which words you're going to have to slow down on. Now, Taran says that the biggest thing he thinks that differentiates him from other bursters is the fact that he can type out simple and short words faster than anyone else. And he thinks that he's built up this vocabulary where he can basically has a dictionary, so when he sees a word, he knows how fast he's going to be able to burst on it. I think that this is a big skill that he's developed you can also, and this is basically just spending a lot of time typing out random words and typing out those random words accurately and varying your speed when you're typing them out. So for example, on monkey type, if you're typing out random words, then try to know which ones that you're going to be able to go as fast as you possibly can, and then know those that you're going to have to slow down on. For me, I know that I can type out like children or education. Those kinds of words, I can type them decently fast, but words like develop, I have a harder time doing that because of some awkward right hand or left hand movements. So basically, being able to know which words are your strengths and which words are your weaknesses is going to help you out a lot when you're working on your burst. If you're looking for ways to practice your bursting skills on websites, I would say the monkey type 10-word test is a great option if you're wanting to practice your bursting skills. And also you can select short text on TypeRacer, and this is what Taran likes to do, and I've tried this a bit too. It's just selecting a shorter text that is maybe 50 characters long, and then just typing out over and over and over again. This will really help your bursting skills. Now I want to talk about some of the fastest bursts that we've seen in the history of typing, and I guess the fastest legitimate burst on a legitimate length of test is Taran's 400 words per minute unlagged on a TypeRacer text that he was working on for a long time. Let's go take a look at that. Thank you for checking out this video. If you're interested in another epic typing video, go check out the one that's showing up in the top right corner. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Type on.